Welcome to NBNR, the authority on unfiltered opinions and authentic player insight for Nebraska athletics. Connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and at nbnrpodcast.com.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
You know, we just really love Utter. He's a junkyard dog.
Kenny Bell ran up to me. He's like, you know what you just did?
You get mad when you go get in the portal and go to another podcast?
You know, usually dumbbells are in pairs. They had 5 dumbbells.
Dang on it, Muhammad!
GBR.
Kyle! Woo! Woo!
That was nice.
Woo, fellas. It's a little brisk outside.
Sure is. A little bit.
Holy moly. Okay. No, I'm getting used to it.
Yeah,
I'm starting to feel a lot better here.
You guys are soft.
The most Midwestern shit I say. It wouldn't be that bad if it wasn't for the wind.
Yeah. Wasn't for the window.
While you're talking, I hear a bit of your voice and a little bit of...
Yeah, you'll have to, the audio quality is something we take a lot of pride in, and we did have canopies that we were ready to set up. We just didn't have stakes, and it's super windy, so you're just going to have to live with it for the next hour.
We just blame John Grady for that. Hey, thanks for letting us borrow the canopies with no stakes.
Yeah.
Now you actually owe us steaks, steak dinners.
Hey, you would have had canopies, but they would have become kites very quickly.
Yeah, that's honestly probably a better move that we did not set up canopies because they might be on top of the Haymarket Park right now.
Right. Over there at Pinnacle Bank.
Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Hi, Pinnacle Bank. We are in Lot 21, right across the street from Haymarket Park and Bowling Stadium. I mean, it's still pretty, we were joking earlier. I think Barstool might be onto something. Where are all the fans at? Yeah. What the hell, guys?
Yeah. Some fucking fan base you guys are.
Shoot.
Not showing up. Doing live shows and shit in 30 degrees and wind.
We've got hot dogs and free Nebraska Brewing Company beer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And let's talk about what we're drinking real quick, guys.
Yeah.
Of course, he's got that over there.
What's funny, I actually brought this specifically for me.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I did.
I look over there, and that's not an option.
No,
But
it's not an
Connor
option. What I
is
brought.
drinking the Nebraska Pills.
Yeah, I brought it with me.
Gosh.
Hey, it's a tradition. It's a tradition.
Fuck. That's
Kyle.
terrible.
Kyle, we already know about you.
Yeah.
What do you got?
This is the squeeze the day, man. This is what I feel like we're drinking at all of our live shows now because it's like one of the cans that just fits for everybody. The canned beers that fits everybody. So, yeah, squeeze the day. That's the choice.
Yeah. I like how, like, in our backdrop right now, I can see, like, the Husker flag, the American flag, and the Nebraska flag flowing in the background. It looks really good.
Yeah.
I am drinking Squeeze the Day as well. It is a great crushable beer for a tailgate. And you know what? The weather is like a fall football game. So this is nothing. We're used to this. We do this every week.
Yeah.
And so the people that are complaining that it was 80 degrees the other day, I get it.
It's us.
But this is fall football. They want the full rule experience.
Yeah.
We're getting an actual game day experience.
Yeah.
So I love that the other beer option we have here is cold beer.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't matter what you drink because being out here, you're always drinking cold beer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It ain't getting warm.
We were like, do we bring ice? Do we bring coolers? Like, no, just throw it in the truck bed. We're going to be cold enough.
Shout out Serena Bishop in the truck over there. She just commented and said, "We here."
Yeah, in the truck.
We here.
Yeah.
We in here.
Come on out. Come join us.
She ain't hard to find.
Yeah.
She ain't hard to find.
Lot 21.
Lot 21.
I am not drinking yet, but I
Coward.
got the NBC little tumbler here. I'm ripping the brand still.
That's fair.
That's good.
Got my coffee, my black coffee. I go to my local Casey's usually every weekend, and I go in. I get my cup of coffee. The lady behind the counter goes, "You're good."
Yeah, I love that. That's the best.
I go, as long as I just get the coffee, it's free.
Yep.
So that's what's in here right now.
That's so surprising that Jared is worried about a free, like, 99-cent coffee.
Yeah. So, like, in the rare occasions that I do get charged, and I'm like, God damn it. There's always
terrible.
Whenever I didn't even bring my wallet today. I just kind of assumed.
Whenever I see a new person behind the counter, I'm like, shit. And it's not like I'm going to explain to them, like, yeah, so I get it free. Like, I'm free.
Do you know who I am? I'm the TikTok king from NBNR.
Yeah.
Speaking of NBNR, last night we had the opportunity to attend the pipeline event at the Hale Varsity Club. What an event, guys.
It was magical.
That was
So awesome. At our table, minus Donna Morello, who didn't show up. He was supposed to sit next to us. Not joking. We sat next to
Kent Pavelka and Gary
Saddlemeyer. We had the Go Big Redcast guys with us. I mean, it was an absolute treat.
Ty was there.
Yeah,
Ty was sitting with us.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Pavelka and Saddlemeyer.
It's like just two legends.
Unsurprisingly, just like holding court and telling stories and
about Bob Devaney
And those-
in Japan.
Those stories were the most ridiculous things I'd ever heard, and not at all what I expected from them.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every second.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Yeah, it was an incredible night, man. Meeting the pipeline and getting to sit with those legends, like that is an event that I will remember for a very, very long time.
It's going on my tombstone. Connor was there.
Right.
Like,
well, and so you had all them sitting up on the stage. What would you guys say is like your main takeaway from everything that they were talking about? What's the thing that you're going to remember?
I one that Zach Wagert's a fucking badass.
that guy's an animal.
Other than that, I mean, it's just the amount of work they put in. I don't think they say they're the best offensive line ever, and that's probably true because
It's not a bad take.
yeah, the work that they put in, and like it was awesome to hear the stories, and like eventually, like they start talking over each other. It's like, no, you forgot this part. Oh no, you forgot this part, and like just even seeing the camaraderie. They've only been together. That's like the second time since 1994 they've all been together.
Yeah.
So it's like they literally never left.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
really cool.
I think, Mike, exactly what you were saying is like them talking about the amount of work they put in. Like, no shit. Like, the best offensive line of all time was working hard. But you hear the stories of them. They're like, we were in the gym before the lights were on, and they would shut the lights off on us, and we wouldn't leave.
Boyd Epley was turning the lights off on them, and they're like, we're not done.
Yeah.
We're not done.
I'm surprised like Boyd Epley was the one turning the lights off.
Yeah,
You
I
had
know.
to be the one
Surprising.
like, no, you're staying in here.
Guest of the show. Come on, Boyd.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man? We're going to have to get you back on and have that little talk about this.
Yeah. I think near the end, Redcast Rob with the Go Big Redcast, he had asked about like, what is some advice you would give some of the guys that are on the current roster about getting playing time and getting better and stuff? Here come the Redcast, the Go Big Redcast
Yeah,
boys.
the
Right
Big
behind us.
Redcast guys are walking over here right now. Well, hopefully we can get one of them on the microphone.
But he asked them about like development and stuff like that. And Zach Wiegert was like, he goes, there's a lot of entitlement these days. And with the transfer portal, it's easy just to be like, you know what, I can go start somewhere else. He said, the biggest thing I would tell kids these days is just be patient, work hard, and maybe you'll get the chance to play on Saturdays and be successful here and then move on to the next level.
Yeah, it's just a whole new era, and there's a reason why those guys have an event just for them, because there's not going to be another like it.
Dude,
Like,
it was
there's
a packed house, too.
Hey, and Wiegert, we were talking about, he talks shit, right? That's all he does.
The shit-talking machine.
He made it very clear last night. He said, these guys sitting up here, you guys can, the 2023 squad can call themselves the Pipeline. Even the 95 team can call themselves the Pipeline. But no, this 94 squad
is
make
the
no
Pipeline.
mistake.
That's it.
Yeah. And he was telling stories about how much shit he was talking to opponents. And,
Yeah.
like, the thing that I will remember is Joel Wilkes talking about how much he fought in practice. And they're
In the
like,
parking lot.
dude, you're slowing practice down, man.
Like we get it, you're tough.
Yeah, we get it. You like to fight people. We get it, big guy.
Yeah. We know who you are. Just hold your horses. All right. We get it.
I thought it was super cool to hear the stories about how Coach Osborne recruited too. Hearing those, I always kind of assumed that, Osborne was the big swinging dick and people just recognize that. But the way he talked to recruits, where again, Kyle, you mentioned, it was like, yeah, you come here, you're very talented. You work hard. Someday you might touch the field.
You might.
You might.
Hey, if you work real hard, you got to say in that soft slow.
Yeah.
If you work real hard, you might have the opportunity.
I pressed the wrong one. I can't see the colors because it's so sunny out.
Oh, hey, welcome to my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Connor's colorblind. We forgot about that.
All right. Well, we got done talking about the Pipeline event. We got the Redcast guys behind us kind of hovering and taking pictures.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah. Let's get to the actual intro, though, okay? Go Big Red indeed.
Yes, sir.
No Block, No Rock. Season 3, episode 38.
37 and a half.
Yeah.
I guess we can.
I didn't know if we were
do
actually going to drop this episode, but I guess we can.
I'd call it 37 and a half.
I don't really know if I want to edit this. We'll try.
Yeah. Hey, fuck it. Let's not edit it.
This is the spring game edition.
We'll do it live.
Okay. Oh,
Whoa, what?
we're hitting
All right.
it live.
Hey,
Thanks, hockey.
speaking of hitting it live, there's a guy that used to play in the NFL. His name was Willis McGahee.
No way. Is it really?
Willis McGahee the fourth has committed to the University of Nebraska.
Wow.
There's a hot take from Mr. Honky
Okay.
himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Willis McGahee's son. Okay. I didn't expect that.
I did not expect that at all, actually.
Because, you have the Miami connection.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Okay.
the Florida guy. And
Okay.
yeah.
You know why he just committed?
Why?
He knew we were live.
Yeah, he knew we were live.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, what a better opportunity than just to use their platform
Yeah.
to go, to announce that I'm committing to the University of Nebraska.
Hey, and while we're on the topic of honky, somebody just commented on Facebook and said, "Is that Matt Rule behind the camera?"
I hope not. He better be in the locker room preparing.
No,
hey, go back.
No, that is Kirkland Matt Rule, guys. That
jeez.
It's like how like Kirkland vodka is the same as Grey Goose. Hey, that's Kirkland Matt Rule. He's the same guy.
Just a different label.
Just a different label.
Yeah.
Well, like we were saying, this is the spring game edition. All right.
I'm gonna grab a beer.
Jeez. Okay, you do that.
Hey, you might as well. Hey, watch your headset.
And
You might as well grab me one too. Okay.
this truly is a game day.
Yeah.
This isn't like a glorified Friday Night Lights camp. They're not doing last year's thing that
Thud.
KB loved.
Thud.
KB's favorite thing in the world, thud.
He never stops talking about it.
That's all he does. Thud, thud. We're not doing that this year.
No.
We're doing 15-minute quarters. We're doing ones versus ones.
Yeah.
This isn't one versus threes.
Yeah.
Where, like Rule was saying earlier this week, we come out the game feeling good because our number one quarterback dominated the third team guys. Wrong. Not happening today.
Yeah.
There's going to be tackling.
Yeah. And you know why? Because how do you get better at playing football?
Probably by playing football.
You play football.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
What?
Hey, you know what?
What a crazy take.
I'm surprised we didn't move this into an indoor facility.
We probably should have, or not have a spring game at all. Like some teams, like that one team out in the state of Iowa.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys remember that time we beat Iowa?
Oh, I do.
Exactly. What's up,
Do you think if Iowa had a spring game, they would still lose?
Yeah.
Like there's just no winner. Everyone looks like shit.
I will say I did watch that Brian Ferentz. He had a press conference like this week, and they were like, "So if you're up 24-3 against Wisconsin, and your point cap is 25, are you going to try to get those points if you have an opportunity to kick a field goal?" And I really respected the fuck out of his comment. He's like, "Dude, if I'm up 24-3 against Wisconsin, like I want to win the fucking game. Like I don't give a fuck about the point differential.
I just
Big Ten.
I
Get points
respect
when you
that.
can get them. But like if you're beating your rival, your Big Ten rival in Wisconsin, and I'm never going to say nice things about Iowa, but we have my good friend Zach with us today. So if you have your good friend Brian Ferentz on the Iowa,
he doesn't care about
he
it.
doesn't care.
I have no message.
Yeah,
just keep going to the games, dum-dums.
and keep winning. Like they win games.
Listen, they'll get their 8. It's fine. They'll get their 8.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, Mike, when you were off getting your little brewskis, which we appreciate.
Thank you.
Nebraska Brewing Company brewskis. We were talking about how this is going to be a game, right? Ones versus ones, tackling, 15-minute quarters.
Live quarterbacks.
Live quarterbacks. Rule said that no vanilla stuff. Like,
No, we're going to
play.
execute the offense. So you got all the Big Ten teams. They're going to be taking notes now. Yeah, they got to watch film on the spring game.
You know what? That was so refreshing to me because how many times we've talked about the coded, like the mysterious play calling of the spring game and stuff. It's like, hey, here's a thought. All that secrecy that you guys did for all those years.
What good did it do?
Illinois still beat you. Northwestern still beat you.
Georgia Southern still beat your ass.
Yeah, we kept it vanilla in actual football games too, and guess what?
Yeah.
We still lost.
A quick callback to last night, that pipeline event where those guys were talking about how they would let the other linemen know, here's where we're running it. You're not going to fucking stop us.
Yeah.
Let's go out there. Let's do what we do well. You can watch it all you want. You're not going to fucking stop it. That's
Right.
the attitude I want.
Let's go.
44 ISO, right in your face, right in your grill. What you gonna do about it?
Right.
We got our third string quarterback in. So what?
So what?
You know what we're doing. Now,
that wind is picking up.
yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Thank
Now,
you guys for blocking it for us.
Hey, no block. No, you guys don't get the rock though.
Yeah, that's fair.
You aren't blocking. You ain't getting the rock.
I am warm though. I'm happy about that.
Another thing that Rule said last week, this going off this theme of we're not going to be vanilla, is this is a 4-8 squad. We got to earn the right to talk about winning.
Yeah.
And a thing that we said last week was, Nebraska, you can't afford to have secrets or play it safe. Because like you were saying, Kyle, you were doing that before.
What did it get you?
You were being safe with the quarterbacks and, you were playing vanilla stuff and keeping things a secret because you're smarter than everyone else. But you're 3-9, 4-8. So
16-31.
Just, yes.
But who's counting?
But who's counting?
Just play the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's get into a few storylines here. Mike, this is your freaking A1 topic.
Which one?
Quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks.
So we got Jeff Sims,
Yes, sir.
Heinrich Harburg, not
Chubba.
Casey Thompson.
You got Chubba Purdy.
We got him too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mike,
he's-
Mike did his homework here. So this was kind of your topic. So get into what you're looking for.
I mean, honestly, I want to look at and see if the spring hype on Heinrich Harburg, is he going to be the spring MVP? Who cares? Like, I don't care about that. I just want to see it. Can he make a good throw? I want to see Jeff Sims. I've heard this guy is the second coming of Eric Crouch. Like, not really, but like, still,
Yeah.
like I heard this guy is good. Let's see him.
Yeah.
You can see if somebody's a gamer, especially when the quarterbacks can get touched.
Right.
Let's see if this guy's a gamer. That's what I want to see. Heinrich Harburg, I want to see him run. I want to see him get under pressure, because it's going to be ones versus ones, two versus two. So
Yeah.
I mean, and I love that part of it too.
Yeah.
Good on good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see hopefully some good quarterback play. It's gonna be windy as fuck. So let's see how they throw the ball.
A little nippy.
when there's 30-mile-an-hour gusts.
Yep.
Is it supposed to get windy today?
Yeah. no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And that's
But-
the thing too, is during practice, a weird concept I know, they've been practicing outside.
Yeah.
And rule said, when you play in this state, when you play in this conference, it's going to be windy. It's going to be like days like today, a little nippy.
There's only domes in the NFL, right?
Shit.
Like
Right.
only domes, perfect temperature all the time, always playing in Florida and California. Wrong. You need to play in temperatures like this. You need to play with the wind. This is setting those guys up if they do want to play at the next level, if they have the ability to make it to the next level. This is why you come and play at Nebraska.
Well, not only that, I mean, just playing in the Big Ten in general.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Minnesota's really warm on November.
yeah, Wisconsin, Minnesota,
Yeah.
Michigan.
Hey,
Like,
Mama ain't raised no bitch. Get outside and play.
Speaking of your mama, your dad's on here.
hey, Paul.
What's up,
shout
Paulie?
out, Paul.
Thanks for the beers, Paulie.
Yeah. Hey, tip your cap to Paul Cadillac and the Cadillac family for treating us to some good beers. And look at that sweet backdrop we got.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Now, talking about Jeff Sims a little bit more, I think a thing that I will be looking for personally is, and this goes with Harburg too, I guess, is how many design runs with the quarterback are they going to call? Because it is
Hope
live.
there's a lot, to be honest.
It's live QBs. And so are they going to call the game like we said, like just like normal? Like this is a November game. Are we going to have design runs a lot? And I've always been on record personally as a guy that wants traditional I-back run game. But if you have a threat at quarterback that can run, you don't want to overuse it, but
Yep.
just the mere threat of it is a nice thing to have. So I'll be looking for that. How many design quarterback runs will there be?
yeah.
Jared.
What do you think?
What does my hat say?
Run the damn ball.
Yeah.
What do you think like the perfect number in a football game is for design QB
15.
runs? You think?
15?
If you have a real dual threat, I think 15's like that happy number.
Mm.
Now, when we were running Adrian, we were running him 30 times a game,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
to me, 15 just comes to my head because it's like you still need to have that threat. If you're running the read option, there's going to be times where that defensive end is going to crash. There's going to be different times where the defensive end plays the other side of it. So to me, 15 is like that happy medium. If you have a guy like Jeff Sims or Heinrich Harburg, somebody who can actually move, that isn't a statue like maybe a Casey Thompson.
And ultimately, it does also depend on how well your offensive line is performing and how well your backs are performing. Like we don't need to run them because we're just kicking the shit out of them on a line of scrimmage. So and then you just sprinkle in just maybe like a single number of those throughout a game, and it just kind of keeps the defense honest.
And along with design quarterback runs,
Husker BK said 20 carries for.
I think 20 is about as high as
Yeah.
I'd want to go.
I think
Yeah.
20 is the cap.
That's
Like
like
if
yeah.
you go 20, I'm kind of like
20 because your quarterback's going to be sore.
over the course of
You talk about we were running Adrian like 30 times a game into the 30s. It's going to burn his legs out pretty goddamn quick.
And taking those hits on your body,
Yeah.
like the ice tub is going to be a necessity for sure.
And another thing about Sims too, this is assuming he's the starter going forward, because I personally think he is. With these design quarterback runs, got to hold on to the ball.
Yes.
And especially a day like today, I think Sims, when he first came here, he was even saying like, I got to get used to the weather a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, hold on to the ball, please.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be, if he fumbles once or twice today, people are going to be freaking out. And I'm going to be one of them.
Again, Matt Rule putting these guys out, and I know this is a phrase that Paul's going to love. Matt Rule didn't come out here and promise these guys a rose garden. He said,
"Are you sure?"
Yeah, he's like, "You're coming to Nebraska. You're gonna get these cold, windy days. Let's go get it. Like, you're gonna have stingers when you get hit running that ball. It's gonna fucking hurt sometimes."
And like, we heard so many stories about Zach Taylor too. Like in practice, the dude would get decked all the time.
Yeah,
and he would get up every time.
He was a gamer though,
and that's the thing is, this is gonna bring it. Who's bad about it? Like, are you gonna get hit in the face? You're gonna be seeing stars for a little bit. Can you get back up and run another play? Because that's what's gonna happen in a game.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna get shook? Are you a shook one?
I
Ain't
love
no
these
such thing as
references.
halfway crooks, boy.
I love loving these references.
Just saying. And Zach Taylor might be a rare breed in that case where, bam, 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 right in the face. So
cool.
And
do it again.
Next play.
Yeah.
Maurice Purify. Hello.
Hello. A&M.
Now, did you want to add anything else? Anything else about the quarterbacks? Harburg?
No, I don't think so.
Casey's doing his homework.
Casey's doing his homework. He knows the playbook just as good as anybody else.
Harburg
he throws on the side. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So cool.
Harburg's been the toast of the spring.
Did you know he can dunk?
Dude, he got up.
I just love bringing that up.
And he's laying out safeties when he's blocking downfield.
Yeah.
Yeah,
keep your head on a swivel today, Heinrich Harburg.
He looks good. Yeah, he looks good. I'm just saying. I don't know. Quarterback 2. Just saying.
Husker BK said 5 runs a quarter with the quarterback. Which
okay.
I
could see that. I could see that, depending on what type of game you're playing.
Yeah. It's all about context.
I remember some games with former head coach Scott, and there was like, the team has the worst run defense in the Big Ten, but we're still going to air it out 40 times.
Right.
That's like a perfect situation to, let's just take advantage of the fact that they can't stop the run. Yeah. And we have a mobile quarterback. So, I could see that, especially if you're playing a team that doesn't defend the run very well.
Right. Yeah. AMSC numbers. Y'all think the Huskers have a chance today? Haha. Very funny.
Hey,
that's a good one.
I bet the red team or the white team wins. Nebraska wins or it loses too.
Last night, after we left the pipeline event, we got back to the brewery. And after you guys left, I walked back into the main room and someone asked me, like, who's going to win tomorrow? And I just stared.
Us.
Yeah.
We are.
I didn't even respond. Just stared right at him. Like, just stop it.
It doesn't justify your response.
Yeah.
We want to have maybe some of those guys hop on.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But like right now?
No, I'm just saying at some point.
I'm down.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Craig C says, go Big Red from Wyoming. Hello,
Hell
Craig.
yeah.
Thanks, brother. And Craig, we'll get to defensive line, but we're going to talk about running backs.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Kyle. Oh, hold on. Do you just want to go or?
Oh my God.
What? You good?
Look, this table is rising.
Holy crap.
I'll just say this, and this also goes into the quarterback run game. The one thing that's different about this year is, like we said, it's just full go. There's no like thud. There's no 2-hand touch. There's nothing like that. And if you'll remember last year, I think it was like Anthony Grant that took a house call, and like Garrett Nelson like touched him in the backfield, and there was like this whole thing. No, none of that shit. Right. We're done with that. It's you either made it or you didn't.
You think this is fucking Pee Wee?
Yeah.
This ain't fucking Pee Wee.
You either made it or you didn't.
Don't take my line,
So,
and it's true though. It's true. I love that.
I'm doing this above the table with my hand warmers because I don't want anyone that's watching on the live to think I'm doing anything inappropriate. Keep my hand warmers warm.
Yeah.
That honestly might be one of the best quotes we've ever had on this podcast.
Yeah.
Say Pee Wee.
Did you like that?
You want to think this fucking Pee Wee?
Hopefully, I won't have to
Figure it out.
Hopefully, I won't. Hey, we got to make shirts with all that shit on.
We haven't had a good figure it out in a while.
Yeah, we do.
Well, because there's a new staff, so
Yeah. They're in the process of figuring it out.
The previous staff did not figure it out.
Oh, I thought we had a drop for that.
No,
Maybe not yet. No,
we
I
do.
wish.
We need a drop for figure it out.
So sticking with running backs, I think a question is going to be: is Gabe Irvin legit?
That dude?
Is he that dude?
Yeah.
And we had DB on a few weeks ago, and he was a little skeptical. He said, "Look, I just haven't seen it yet. Coaches talk him up. Rule's been talking him up. He likes him a lot. Just haven't seen it." And of course, he looks good. Oh, middle fingers, cool.
Oh, my brother.
That's very nice.
Oh.
Yes.
I was like, why are we
Very
getting
classy.
middle fingers right now?
Yeah, from my
We're
brother.
not that bad.
Look, we're bad, but
Yeah.
You suck.
I thought they were just random people like, oh, the fucking MBNR guys.
Fuck Nebraska Brewing Company.
God damn.
Hey, that's world class in every glass, guys. Come on.
It is.
But yeah,
People
I mean,
say that.
is Gabe Irvin legit?
I hope.
Is Ramir Johnson gonna make an impact?
Wide back. Wide.
How wide? How wide's it gonna be?
Super wide.
Well, okay, so DB on our show said Ramir Johnson is who he would, if he had to pick somebody today, he would go with Ramir Johnson.
Okay. Yeah.
My biggest question always is just like where Gabe Ervin and Ramir Johnson and stuff, like you're hearing a different tone from this coaching staff in regards to a lot of these guys. And it's like, okay, why is it so different from previous years? Like where were they? What if they're shining stars and if they're just killer running backs?
Yeah.
Like as much as we like to critique the former staff and everything like that, like you'd have to imagine them looking at somebody going,
I actually think that's what happened. I think there's politics. You got a guy like Mark Whipple who said that Heinrich Harburg should switch positions and not play quarterback.
He was worthless.
And now this year, turn the page, and this guy is lighting up things in spring.
Yeah.
Like I think position evaluation was part of the problem. You have guys that maybe were playing out of position. Maybe guys that were favorites. You had Ramir Johnson that was supposed to be a wide back and supposed to be featured in this offense in the wide running back, wide receiver type role. And he was so wide. And this is a Mac quote, but he was so wide. I think he was like up in the box.
He was up there with Whipple after he got injured at Michigan.
Yeah.
When he got ran over.
I still want to know if they put a hit on Whip. That's all I got to know. Did Mick put a hit on Whip? That's all I don't know.
Tony Soprano from the grave put a hit on Whipple.
Like, I can't fire him, but if he dies on the field, that's how he wants to go out.
Or
right?
taking his knees.
A thing that has me a little curious is there hasn't been a lot of talk about AJ Allen.
That
It's
is
kind of like
concerning
where,
a little bit
like where
because
where's all the talk?
He stayed.
He was the guy that
he was the guy where like we need to keep this guy because if he goes in the portal, like our running back room, it's very old and unproven. So you get like an AJ Allen who had flashes last year.
Yeah, let's just say that flashes. Very brief.
Yes.
Like we don't need to be hyperbolic about this and say he looks like a freaking gamer.
He looked like Mike Rozier. No.
Yeah.
He had flashes of really, really good running back play. But I'm surprised. I think part of it was he got dinged up a little bit in the spring, and I think he's coming off that injury. So I think he's been pretty limited. I'm interested to see what they say about him in the fall.
Well, and you know who else hasn't really been talked about?
Anthony Grant.
Like, he did miss that
killed
one
a man on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, does he still have that bell on his neck?
Yes.
Does he still have bell cow?
I don't know.
Oh, do we still have that drop?
Do we still have that drop?
No.
Well, I guess we haven't used it in a while.
Yes, it's been a while. Yes. Let's move on to tight ends. Now, hopefully, this is the year that we see a breakout from Fidone.
Hopefully.
Because, I mean, look, if you want to talk about a gamer, a guy with the right attitude, dare I say, a Zach Wiegert-esque approach to the game.
That's Fidone.
Like,
I'm going to win the Mackey Award. I'm like, dude, you haven't played. I've played just as many snaps at tight end as you have.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about winning the most prestigious award as a tight end.
Yeah.
I love the confidence, but what?
I'm praying, and this is like a really weird statement to start. I'm praying that Thomas Fidone is kind of like a cat where his knees have 9 lives. What? Because we've already burned 2.
Yeah.
Like, we've already burned 2 of those lives. I need a 3rd.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he gets a full season. The kid deserves it. He's a grinder. From everything I've seen, everything I've read, the kid's a grinder. I'd like to see him get his opportunity.
I mean, he wants to play.
Yeah.
Like, he even, like, Matt Rule's even like, dude, just hold on. Like,
yeah,
I know
He's taking it a little easy.
I hope he kind of has a good spring game today, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because Matt said that nobody was limited. He even said that Judy, who apparently had a bad injury, that was the rumor was that he might be out for a while. And he's like, yeah, if this was like an actual game day, he might go, and he still might go for the spring game.
Yeah.
So, like, I love how honest he is about injuries too.
You like that?
Yeah.
Well, compared to the last guy who literally
he lied.
He literally
lied about.
We had
Adrian.
a quarterback play with a broken jaw,
and he joked about it and said, what does he have, AIDS or lupus? Or, he didn't say AIDS, but he's like, what does he have, lupus now? He lied about it.
He's got a broken fucking jaw.
Broke their jaw. He literally had the most excruciating pain you could possibly feel and was playing a contact sport and running the ball 30 times a game. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind?
Okay, do we really have to ask that question about him?
Oh, jeez.
Do we really have to ask that question?
Hold on, guys.
He might be one of the toughest players to ever wear the N, but he didn't win a lot of games. There's that. I mean, there's that part.
Again, was that entirely his fault? No. Like, it wasn't all on Adrian.
No, not at all.
Hey, fuck the
Listen,
Hawks.
that's not.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about previous things.
No,
we're off to better.
No, we're on bigger, brighter, better, windier things.
Yes.
Windier for sure.
Let's stick with tight ends. Eric.
Arik.
I don't know.
Ark.
I've heard both things. Eric Gilbert
From Georgia.
We'll just call him A. Gilbert.
A. Gilbert. Yes. Hopefully he can show up today. Another guy is Janiran Bonner, who made the transition over to tight end.
That's an odd thing, though.
Yeah.
Go on.
To me, it just sounds like he's an undersized tight end. And I don't know. I don't know if there's a benefit in that. Can he block?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know. If you're going to make a guy move from a wide receiver position to a tight end position where you're playing in the trenches, essentially, can you make that block to seal a run?
Do you want to hear the beautiful thing?
What?
We get to find out today.
No.
We get a little bit.
I am interested to see.
A little bit.
I don't even know what number he is. But I'm interested to see how they use him.
Well, Mike, you asked this question. I hope that the head guy, Matt Rule, also asked this question to himself. Is he able to block?
Do you think it's like a Chancellor Brewington type thing? Because Chancellor's undersized.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
And I'll also be curious, are they ever going to use 3 tight ends at one time? That would be really cool. If you think about Fedoni, you think about Arik Gilbert, those 2 guys on paper are supposed to be the best tight ends in their class when they came out. And then you add Janiran Bonner, who you would think would add a athletic, edge to these tight ends. Well, they used 3 at once. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool if they did.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We've got Redcast Honky standing behind us, the Kirkland Matt Rule. And I said, hey, man, we've got 15 minutes for you if you want to hop on. So I'm going to take out my seat. I'm going to go grab a glizzy that we got on the rollers over there. Hopefully they're done. I don't know. I saw some suspicious reactions over there.
Now, how long have we been recording?
Long enough. They're 33 minutes.
Yeah, dude, they're warm.
All right. So I'm going to hop off, and I'm going to bring on Honky. He's going to join you guys for a little bit.
Yeah.
And don't close the show without me. I'm just saying.
All right. We're here for you, buddy. Go get your glizzy. Don't put any ketchup or barbecue sauce on it.
No ketchup?
All right. Look at that.
No, okay.
All right, let's go. Hey, let's talk about this right now.
I talked
what
about
do you
this.
put on your damn hot dog? It's mustard, and that's it.
I talked about this
I'm
on
a ketchup
Thursday.
guy.
I am
ketchup.
hot dog, ketchup only.
Ketchup
but I
only.
swear to God, if I catch you eating a corn dog with anything but mustard, we will fight.
I put ketchup on both.
That's an insane move.
No.
Corn dogs that's mustard.
No, it's ketchup.
No.
I'm a ketchup guy.
Yeah.
I get it. It's the same
I'm not even
food, just prepared differently, but corn dogs, mustard.
I don't really even like mustard as much.
I don't like you that much, and yet I hang out with you every week.
You do every week for some reason, and give me all this beer for free, world class in every glass, which we appreciate, which I love absolutely. No, I don't mind mustard. If it's on something, I'll eat it, but I don't go out of my way to put it on things.
Honky.
What do you
Come
think
on,
about
what's your take?
What's your take on it?
If you look at my Twitter account, I say that I occasionally put hot dogs or ketchup on my hot dogs. So, but that's on that. Now, I don't put ketchup on brats. Brats is mustard and pickles and onions and
all the good
all
the
that
fixins,
stuff.
right?
But just a hot dog, I'll put ketchup on it. I'll put a little bit of mustard on it. That's and like a Fairbury hot dog. That's one of the rare hot dogs where I don't need to put anything.
Don't put
on
anything.
It. I can eat it straight. So.
That is a quality dog.
Fairbury hot dogs just taste like home.
Yeah.
Okay. Enough hot dog talk. Enough glizzy talk.
All the glizzies.
Let's move on from tight ends to wide receivers. Now, personally, to me, this is another group that really hasn't gotten much run over the spring.
I think it's the most talented group on the team.
Go, get into it.
Marcus Washington is a stud. That's a guy that you could see play on Sundays. He is a very good player. And then you bring in a guy like Xavier Betts, and if he gets between the ears right, he's the most talented player on the field all the time. So to me, those 2 guys right there are guys that run ridiculous 40 times, are ridiculously tall, and are just matchup nightmares. And those are my 2 favorite guys, I guess. I mean, I know we got the transfer that came in,
Billy Kemp.
but to me, like those are the guys. And then Isaiah Castaneda, like, yeah, he's back. Cool. Like, I think they will all play a good role. But if Xavier Betts gets everything between the ears right, he is going to be good. And I think Matt Rule is a perfect coach for him.
He's got the big D. Development. Yeah, development is both physical and mental. People forget that.
If you think about a position that we've been benefited by more with transfers, it's the wide receiver spot the last couple of years, Torrey, and then last year with Palmer. Everything I've heard about with Kemp. And I mentioned you guys a couple weeks ago when we had Snodgrass on. When we had Snodgrass on a couple weeks ago, he was at the practice, and he's like, Kemp's legit, man. And they were trying to get that ball into his hands every possible way, running the ball, throwing the ball.
I'm cool with that. I like playmakers, and that was what Alontae Brown was supposed to be. That's what Wandale was supposed to be. Right?
If Betts is in shape, if he's 100%, man. We've seen what that guy's done in the past too. Like, there's just no limits there, and we didn't even have him on our projected starting lineup that we did this week. We know it all, right? But
I bet he runs to the one.
He'll definitely get his chances with that, right? And look, if he gets it all together, everything you just said there, I mean, there may not be a better player on the team.
That's what I'm saying. And like, if he has a good year this year, like he literally could be that type of guy that played a year, sat out a year, played a year, and guess what? Now he can just go to the next level and doesn't have to worry about anything. Not saying that those are like really high expectations for a guy like that,
but it's not out of the realm of possibility.
He's a top 100 recruit for a reason. Out of Bellevue, Nebraska, for God's sakes. The guy is a freak athlete. We've seen it. We've seen flashes of it.
Yep.
It's just between the ears. If you can get him to buy in and love what he's doing, he's going to be very successful for you. He's a freak. He is the guy that I'm like, this offense is going to be very good if Xavier Betts shines. That's where I'm going to leave it, I guess. But
this is a weird take, but I think that year off for Xavier Betts was actually a very beneficial thing for him to show him like, hey, you had a really great opportunity, and this is what it's like when you kind of turn those things away. And now he comes back with hopefully a new mindset of like, hey, I know what I was missing when I wasn't playing. Let's go get it.
Well, yeah, because the whole reason why he left was supposedly he didn't have the love for the game. Yeah, and so like you said,
he's got other passions.
What absence makes the heart grow fonder, sort of thing.
Maybe.
I'm hoping that's the case.
Okay, and Mike, you had mentioned Marcus Washington. Now, he is like last year. I would refer to him as the dog, because look, it's 3rd and 6. You need a first down. Hello, Marcus. Like he wouldn't accumulate catches, but he would just come up in timely situations, and he would block his ass off too.
My thing, my only question with Marcus Washington, I love Marcus Washington. My only question is, did he make those plays because he had the chemistry with Casey Thompson already from Texas? Horns down. But do you think that Casey knew that was my dude? I've done a million reps with this guy through 2 different schools. Like, if I need to get a first down on this situation, I go to Marcus Washington. Do you think that's it, or do you think he's that dude?
I think, honestly, what you just said was kind of what I was going to refer to. Was he's another guy that we just really haven't heard a lot about this spring or winter, and so maybe you're right. I mean, maybe it was just that connection where they had that connection. Yeah. So I don't know.
Chemistry is obviously a huge factor in a lot of things, but I think this staff probably is looking at what Marcus Washington did last season, and they're not going to ignore him. He's still going to get those looks. And I think Sims will be, assuming Sims will be our starter, Sims will be able to recognize that and be able to work with him too.
Whoever the starter is, I hopefully can build chemistry.
You heard that final play of the scrimmage last Saturday where they get in the fight and they have to run another play. Who's the guy catching the touchdown there? Sims is scrambling out and throwing it to Washington. They have a lot of options. I think they have guys that bring different things to the table.
Yeah.
Billy Kemp is a very different style player than what Washington is, and his skill sets are different. And then what you bring in with Betts, like Garcia, that's still out there, IGC. I mean, there's a lot of talent in that room. And because I heard you guys talking earlier about, potentials of 13 personnel and getting 2 and 3 tight ends out there, maybe we're not going to have to be as reliant every single play having 3 and 4 wide receivers out there. Let's get in a couple 2-back things. And you combine all that, there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of depth between all those skill spots.
Yeah, and this is kind of ironic because the best player on the team last year was Trey Palmer.
Yeah.
And look, if we're being honest, this team went 4 and 8. And so I don't think your best players on the field, and we talk about Xavier Betts, he might be the best player on the field. I don't think your wide receivers should be the best player on the field. I think they need to be serviceable and reliable. So I don't think you need like Randy Mosses out there in order to win games, especially Nebraska and the type of offense that it looks like Matt Rule wants to run. I don't think you need a 5-star Trey Palmer guy all the time.
And so here's the chicken and the egg argument, right? Like if you've got those Randy Mosses on the field, but you don't have a QB that can get it to him, you're fucked. But if you have the best QB in the world, but you don't have receivers that can catch that ball, you're fucked. It's got to be a little bit of both.
You have to have a scheme that can be consistent. And as we're sitting here in this wonderful weather and your hands are cracking, if you can't run the football and if you think you're going to throw the ball 40 plus times a day a game when it's 40-mile-an-hour winds and all that. I mean, Osborne talked about that back in the Big 8 and the Big 12, that you're going to have 3 or 4 climactic condition games a year. That's why he thought a strong ground game was good. Well, we just went from the Big 12 to the Big 10, and you can increase that number. There's going to be 4 or 5 games a year.
I was just about to say that. I was like, are you going to say maybe like even 6 or 7 of those?
I was
games?
at a game at Michigan State in 2014. It was October 3rd, that early, and it was worse than this temperature. And back in the Big 12 days, an October 3rd game in Stillwater, it might be 90.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the idea is you're going to play games like this. You better be able to run the football no matter how good your receivers are or not.
Yeah.
Okay, another position. Prohaska, Noeli, Ben Scott, Turner Corcoran, Bryce Benhart.
But it's Teddy's not. I don't know if Teddy's even going to play today.
Yeah, I think they said he's not playing today.
Yeah.
But bigger picture.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lutovsky, Piper.
Yep.
This is a group that Matt Rule is bullish on. Everything that he said, everybody says they were the problem last year. I don't think that's the case.
I would disagree with anybody that says the offensive line was the problem. They were one of the few position groups that got better through the season. You want to talk about development and maybe why Donovan Rolla is still here? Not at our table last night, but still here. That's because obviously Matt Rule, the real Matt Rule, saw something in the development of the offensive line throughout the season. And so there were some guys that I think that peaked through the season. They were like, oh, yeah, I was good that one game. I was good here and there. The offensive line continued to get better. And so I am very interested to see what they do, especially even just in the spring game. They're all going to wear gray jerseys. They're going to be playing on both teams or whatever. They're all winners.
Yeah.
but to me, I think it'll be interesting to see what they do. And who ends up being the starting 5 will be interesting to me, too.
The O-line is the unit that I'm most excited to see this season.
Especially after that pipeline event last night.
That is the unit that I am most excited to see.
Yeah, I think we're going to see improvement from that unit from a year ago. I don't know that. I still think we're probably a couple of years away from getting anywhere back to that level of dominance that we saw with some of those guys last night.
Listen, we talked about this. Wiegert said there's not going to be another pipeline, so don't even try.
We don't have to.
And dude, we don't. It doesn't need to be that necessarily.
Even if we got close in a few years, I'm happy.
And when I say level of dominance, I don't mean 1994.
Yeah.
I mean,
or 95.
As Redcast Rob asked his question last night that took 5 minutes to ask, and eventually he's like, "You were one of the best. You were one of the best lines ever. The best line." Yeah, that is something about just Husker fans in general. A lot of times we talk about, can we get back to where we were before? Well, what do we mean? Are you talking about? Is the 94 line the expectation for what line should be? Is 60 and 3 over 5 years the expectation, or is it let's just get?
Yeah.
Let's dominate lines of scrimmage again. Let's run the ball when we need to run it. Let's let's get 9-10 wins a season and go from there. I mean, that's when I talk about expectations. That's what I think of when I think of Nebraska wins.
Do you need a beer?
Oh, heck yeah!
Yeah. What do you got? What do you want? Do you want to squeeze the day or ice cold beer?
I'll do a squeeze the day because I just had the cream ale, cold beer.
Cold beer.
With the cold beer.
We joked about it really doesn't matter what you drink.
Telling you.
No matter what you're drinking today, it is a cold beer.
It is a cold beer no matter what.
It's a cold beer.
You got a bald eagle flying over Chimney Rock. That is the most American can I've ever fucking seen.
I love it so much.
Where's the flag at? Come on, don't tread on me, boy.
It's fantastic.
All right, well, sticking with the O-line. Most of those guys that I named, besides Ben Scott, these are guys that have been in the program for a while.
Development.
And so that's the thing is, when Matt Rule came here, one of the things that I liked, he has extensive offensive line background. He talks about being a developmental program. These guys that have been in the program for a while, are we going to see it proven? Are we going to see the fruits of that labor? There's been a lot of talk about number 54 in particular, Bryce Benhart. He looks better.
He does. I mean, he looks
can
thinner.
bend.
He looks thinner.
Yeah.
Like maybe more athletic. He still said he's carrying the same weight, but he looks fitter.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
more fit.
I don't know if you guys watched
Yeah, he looks
the
way
press conference.
Yeah, I would have assumed he was down 30 pounds. So you're saying he's still carrying
the same weight. That's what he said. He's like, no,
Wow.
I'm still running 315. I'm like, okay, but the weight is distributed in the right spot.
Yeah.
Yes. It's not in his ass. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know.
Where is it now?
I don't know. I guess it's not in his thighs. It's. I mean,
He can bend.
hey, remember, muscle weighs more than fat. All I gotta
Sure
say
does.
is he's put in the work. I hope, and I don't think talent's never been an issue for 54. I think the issue is his feet. He's not fast enough, and we've had offensive linemen. This is not me saying this, but it's his feet are not fast enough to play right tackle in the Big Ten against those crazy pass rushers that come from these big schools.
Or that's the development side is how do you get him a little bit faster?
Exactly. And maybe that's what he did in this offseason.
When we had, I had Zask on the show before, and last night talking with those the pipeline guys, low man wins in football on the line. And being 6'9" and getting low, you've got to be able to Prohaska's 6'10", or Chaska, and he's been able to get lower. I mean, that he's more naturally able to do that than Benar. I think Benar has to be a little more intentional with it, and that can be a development thing too. Yeah. But when you're 6'9", that's where I've heard in the past. It's like, well, we'll just move him into guard if tackle doesn't work. That doesn't make sense in my mind. Because a 6'9" guard, now you got to get lower against the bigger dudes. They've got to work with the skills he has, work on his feet, and get him one step faster, and that could be the difference.
That's where I think,
agree.
I know we talked about earlier, we're not going to sit here and harp on previous years, but I think there was a long time where we were developing size and not developing speed.
Yeah, all bus team.
Yeah.
That's seriously. Like, we have the tallest, biggest, baddest looking linemen around.
But they're going to get ran around. They're going to run circles around them.
When you're not running, and I'm not going to shame the previous regime, but like when you're not running lineman-specific drills that are going to cater to getting your feet faster and getting guys off the edge. Like, there's just certain things that you need to do when you already have the frame. It's actually developing the frame. The bones are there.
And schematically, the things you can do to help your offensive line too, as an OC, if you are in clear passing situations and you're not putting extra backs in the backfield to help chip block, or you don't have a tight end, you just go wide. When your run game is as simple as a handoff and you're not doing any kind of rollouts or anything, any motion, think about on defense. When our defense makes a mistake, they'll always say, "Oh, our eyes weren't in the right spot," and that's where we screwed up. Well, what are we doing to the defense's eyes last year? What was that offense doing to make the defense have to look and find a whole lot of things? Or what? It was a pretty vanilla looking offense.
Straightforward.
We're going to line up in the same formation that when it's a pass, you know it right away. When it's a run, you know it right away. He just hands it off. There's not a lot of deception, fakes, and there wasn't the options and all those things. And I just think that puts the offensive line in a tough position. And it's not that they were perfect. I mean, someone's going to watch this and go, "Oh my God, you guys are giving the O-line a pass last year." No, none of us are. They made mistakes too, but they also made improvement.
They developed that. Yeah,
and I just think
they're the best offensive line.
Yeah,
but then I just think they were put in tough positions sometimes.
Absolutely.
Too.
When you're passing the ball 50 times a game, if you ask any offensive lineman, what do you prefer to do, run block or pass block?
Yeah,
10 out of 10 of them are going to say, "I like to run block."
Yeah,
because that's back to just. And like asserting your will on somebody.
Hard nose, beat the shit out of the guy across.
Exactly.
Make him get back up off that grass and regret coming onto that field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a reason that pipeline loved their jobs, because 90% of the time we were just running it and we tell them what we were doing.
Yep.
And it didn't matter because they were going to do it. They were going to dominate.
Listen, man, when Whipple was hired last year, I was one of those guys at the beginning that was like, look, he had Pickett. He had Jordan Addison. Of course, he threw a lot. If you don't give the ball to those guys, then he's going to be criticized for that.
Yeah.
So coming to Nebraska, it's going to be fine. All right? Shit. Run! Idiot! Dunce! Goddamn.
I'd throw the ball as much as he did at Pitt too if you had those guys, right?
Come on. And just sticking with the O-line talk, like, you look at these guys, Corcoran and Benhart. It's not like the clay that Matt Rule is working with is just shitty clay. Like, there's something there, right?
They are both top 150 recruits.
Yeah,
so
as was for Chaska, yeah.
Yes.
There's something there. Like, there's got to be something that he can tap into, and that's the hope, is with that extensive O-line background and the developmental program stuff, we can see these guys' untapped potential finally come to light and become 8-9 win. Anyway,
one guy I'm interested today. Keep an eye on like Ezra Miller. He doesn't get a lot of discussion right now, and he's not. I think he's considered a walk-on. I didn't see him on the scholarship chart, but he was a 4-star guy. Went to Iowa, transferred here. He's at least, if you're trying to find some depth at tackle right now, and that to me that is a concern. Jacob Hood could be a good guy for us down the road, but probably not this next year.
Definitely not this year.
We're not counting on this year. So where does that depth come from? Especially as you're not having. Is it Prochaska or Prohaska? I always say it wrong.
I think it's Prohaska.
I say
Prohaska.
Yeah,
I go back and forth.
We had I had a teacher in high school, and it was spelled the exact same way, and she pronounced it Prohaska. So that's what in my brain. That's what I call him, Teddy Prohaska.
Okay. So I think you're right, and I just keep screwing that up. But anyways, with him out today, I mean, we need to find depth at the tackle spot. So he's at least one more guy that's not a true freshman like Gotcha that's coming in where it's like I wouldn't want to put that on that kid. But is there someone that can have been in the program a couple years and maybe that's your third guy, your swing tackle?
I love that take because. Yeah, I kind of forgot Ezra Miller played for IOLA, and
no dubs over there.
He is a walk-on because I think he literally had to walk on to take that opportunity. So, no, I think that is a great take. And we all know sitting here that linemen are going to get hurt this year.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to talk about a position group, like quarterback, like linemen, they rotate a lot, and people don't notice it, especially like the typical fan. They're not going to notice it unless it's like glaring, like, oh my God, 54 got burned again. Get him out of there. And then they bring in somebody else, and then he gets burned too. So, like, to me, like that, the O-line, there's going to be the two deep, they're all going to play. And I think that's why they kind of have like a really good camaraderie. I don't know if you've like noticed that. When you hear those guys talk,
they seem they do.
They have a good, like, just tight knit group.
I'm one thing you mentioned, like the mobility of the guys in the bend. I'm curious. They're taking off, or at least they're giving them the option of the knee braces.
The knee braces.
So some of the guys might wear them still, but some of them, if they take them off, like I don't know how big of a difference this could be. But I mean, if there's some guy that's like, I hate these damn things, and they, I get, if it helps you bend that one, hey, low man wins. If you can bend one more inch because you're not having a knee brace on.
Hey,
we had Cole Conrad.
Did say. Well, as a freshman, he had rusty ass knee braces. He was
like the Tin Man.
Yes, right?
Tin Man out there.
I will say, Utter texted me on the side and was like, I don't know what the hell Conrad was dealing with because I had normal knee braces.
Pristine.
Mine were fine, and I liked wearing knee braces. Han didn't really like knee braces.
Yeah.
But he said that you need them as a college athlete because you're not as, I guess, flexible.
Okay.
And then Utter was like, I like the knee braces. And we had Conrad say no. So I feel like it's very divided. And the guys who want to wear them will, and the ones that don't won't.
And I think that's the nice part is giving them a choice.
Yeah.
Because if it's going to reduce my movement and I think it's just so obstructive that I can't play with it, don't make them wear it.
Listen, here's what's going to happen. Some guy's going to get rolled up.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to say, God damn it, Matt Rule.
Where are the knee braces?
Week 6, the braces are coming back.
You know it's going to happen.
I've harped against the green jerseys with quarterbacks. I love physical contact in practice at times, not crazy. Not every practice, not every drill, but at times to do it. And I say that, and the quarterback's going to get hurt some point in practice. And I'm going to be the one getting tweets from people going, "Damn it, Honky, you hurt the quarterback." I'm like, yeah,
I get that.
It's funny.
That's what we wanted.
It's funny because Matt Rule was telling a story. I forgot which deep. I think it might have been Newsome. He was coming on a blitz and he had a free shot on the quarterback, and he could have knocked him out.
He didn't, though. Yeah.
Right, but he said that he like let up, and Matt Rule was like, hey, "Thanks, man."
Hey,
in my opinion,
that's the thing. So it's all about just being.
You don't need the green jersey to realize it's still your fucking teammate.
Oh, I would go to those coaches' clinics, and I was out at practice during the Pelini era, and Pelini stops practice at one point. An offensive lineman, defensive lineman were doing some drill, but the guy took him down to the ground. And look, you can be as physical as you want and everything, but you practice smart. And Bo was trying to make a point of like, he stopped it. I mean, every word's coming out of the mouth. And it's like, you don't go down to the ground. When you go down to the ground, that's when problems happen. That's when guys get hurt. You got to be smarter than that. You stay up. And I mean, it was a teachable moment that he wanted to have with those guys about this is the expectation of how we're going to practice. So we're going to be physical and all that, but you're going to stay up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
know. But, and you know what I'll say? I Googled one time, Alabama offensive line. Guess what they were all wearing?
Knee braces.
And they were bulky as fuck, too. So I'm just like,
hey, I will say, though, Matt Rule is coming from the NFL. A lot of NFL guys, they have the choice if they want to wear knee braces or not. So he's fresh out of that experience.
Yes.
Pulling them off.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of part of it. He's
I
like,
like the choice.
Yes.
Like if I had a choice to have gloves right now, I would be wearing gloves. I didn't bring them.
Hey, do you want some hand warmers?
What am I doing? I know.
I was like, yo, do you want? I got a bag of hand warmers with me. Also, shout out Nebraska Brewing Company.
Thanks for the hand warmer. I gave him mine, so I'll take some of those later. But
that is nice. Thank you.
These hands are cold.
So
Little humpy.
Earlier in the episode, I had to do this above the table because I didn't want anyone on camera thinking I was doing anything. I'm just warming these up.
Yeah, you don't want to go underneath and do that, right?
Yeah, so we will wrap soon. Just real quick, there is a whole other side of the ball that we haven't talked about.
That's
two other sides.
We have a whole thing we can talk about the actual game on Monday. So I was we're going about an hour. So
You're right. I'll just say about the defense. I'm curious to see every new staff that comes in. It's always there's going to be less thinking, more playing, more instincts. Just have the guys play, not think so much. We'll see. 3-3-5. Is this defense going to be in attack mode like we've been kind of hearing? I don't know. You guys can wax reminiscent on that if you want to.
I'd rather wait till we play a real game against people that haven't already seen it. Because they practice against it every day, so it's not any different for them. So it's very familiar to me. Yeah, I'm not overly concerned about what the 3-3-5 is going to look like today because it's going to change. They're right. They say the 3-3-5 is supposed to be like adaptable. No matter what they give you, you have something for it.
Hey, the Big Ten's going to have to adapt to us.
Oh, shit.
Right. Right. Okay.
I hope we Bob Diaco it and show up with a 4-3 or something today.
Did you see the strain?
That will never do it again.
Are you sure? Did you see the strain?
The strain there. Yeah.
His hands are.
It literally is like dead now, and it told me to fuck off. So
You did. I'll say with all this fan service, if they run a fullback trap first play,
I don't know. Now we're back live. We're live again. I don't know what happened. We're live again.
we're back.
I'll just make sure to keep wiggling the mouse. Maybe I don't know. It is nipply out
Well, Mike,
here.
we
Husker
were-
BK.
Mike, we were live the whole time because doesn't that camera still work anyway?
Kind of, but like this stop. That stop recording. So we are live right now. So
Okay.
We're back live.
we're back
All right.
live recording.
Can I rap?
Yeah, let's do a rap. Let's do a rap before it crashes again.
You do it, buddy.
Shit. Anyway, I have to make my whole point again. Frank Solich, New Herbie, all his fan service. If they run a fullback trap first play, I will be embarrassed. That's just too much. Listen, we're trying too hard
Did
to
you see
break
the 45? You saw the 45,
I
right?
did.
45-yard line says
Pretty
45.
cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. Good for them.
Callahan, I think the first play of his spring game, his first one, he
Ran an
up
option.
like an eye and ran an option.
Yeah.
Everyone went nuts, and then we never did again. So, I don't know. Do something. To your point, do something different. Do something fun. Do a halfback pitch throw. I don't care. Just have some fun with it. But yeah, it doesn't. You don't have to pander to the fans either. There's enough good things that they're doing today that they don't need to pander to everything.
Jeez.
There's two things I don't want to see: is a fullback trap and a turnover. Anything other than that, do whatever you need to.
If we have a pre-snap, delay a game
Or-
or a penalty, I'm gonna lose a gasket right away.
Are you kidding me?
Come on!
Wait, there's two rules. What?
You know how many coaching clinics I've been to?
Did you consider just throwing out something like a polo or something? Just acting like
You need to wear the schmuck.
I had this smock. I did shave this morning. Like I was letting it go really long last night because then a lot of the gray shows. When the gray shows, it gets really close. But like right now, I was looking like a
Another thing I was gonna say is another thing I'm just looking forward to personally is just seeing Matt Rule on the sideline wearing red, right? Just seeing him wear that N polo. We're getting a preview right now with Honky. Like, we're getting the red, but it'll be, you have like it pictured in your head what it's going to look like. But then it's like, oh, it's right there. It's happening. It's real.
Will he wear a smock?
Yes.
Okay.
I hope he wears shorts. That would be amazing. That would be totally Nebraska.
I don't think he will. I think he's fully embraced Midwest, and I don't think he's stupid.
Yeah. Now,
I just dropping in and out video pixelated. Okay. Yeah, I think we finally got to the point in Lincoln where we're losing cell service as well. So I say we just sign off, guys.
Okay, well, we need KB.
Just come over here. Just come over here. You can take my. Just sit with me. Sit with me.
Yeah,
we're good.
Sit on his lap.
Sit on Daddy's lap. No, I'm just kidding.
What did you want for Christmas?
Here he is.
All right.
As we sign off, Honky from the Go Big Red Cast. Redcast Dave chilling in the background. What's up, brother?
Thanks for coming.
We appreciate you jumping on, talking some shop.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Appreciate you. All right. I'm one of your hosts, Jared Hall.
Mike Delaware.
Kyle Byers. Connor Catblack.
Honky. As always, beat Nebraska.
Win!
Nebraska win.
Win today.
Go Red. Go Big Red.
All right. There you go.